Welcome to the Game of Roses official Traitors US Season 4 cast breakdown. We're back. Feels good to put on a cloak, a cowl, and talk about Traitors once again. We're going to get to that in just a moment. But first, Happy New Year. Thanks for everybody who's coming back after we took our short break over the past couple of weeks to celebrate the holidays, to give ourselves a much needed break. And also, thank you to everybody who's on our Patreon. Right now, if you're on our Patreon, you can get early access to the next batch of Game of Rosé. This is an award-winning wine that we have partnered with Styrene Vineyards to make, and there is a new batch of it that you can order now. If you're on our Patreon, you get a special password and their website. That's all on our Patreon, patreon.com/Game of Roses. And you can order some bottles of it for yourself, and they will get there in time for Taylor Frankie Paul's premiere as our queen, who is going to revitalize the Bachelor franchise on March 22nd. So check that out. Again, you can go to patreon.com/Game of Roses, get access to that. Also on our Patreon, I'm going to be watching every episode of this season of Traitors, which starts, by the way, Thursday of this week at 6 p.m. PST. The first 3 episodes are going to drop on Peacock. I'm going to be watching them on probably Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. I'm going to, again, watch them in Clues Corner on our Patreon. You can watch along with me, and you get kind of play-by-play color commentary as the episodes are actually playing. Then I'm going to be doing recaps of all of them too, right here on Game of Roses. So join me for all of that. Now, let's get into this. The cast is 23 players. In the first, or the last couple of seasons, I should say, season 2 and 3, they've done an impeccable job of casting with a bunch of different players from a bunch of different reality TV disciplines. That is why I like this show. It is like the mixed martial arts of reality television. You get to watch housewives go against Survivor champions, go against bachelors, go against Amazing Race players, etc., etc. This season, as you're going to see, I'm going to break this cast down by teams. So you're going to see Bravo, you're going to see the gamers, you're going to see the love gamers, you're going to see artistic gamers. You're going to see a category that we have not seen this many of ever in a season of US Traitors. A category I'm calling non-reality celebrities. And I have some thoughts about that. We will get to it when we get to it. But not only am I breaking this down by teams, I am breaking it down by their Instagram contributions. How many Instagram followers do each of these players have? How many Instagram followers do these teams collectively have? And perhaps most importantly, how many followers does this entire season give us? After some quick calculations, I have concluded that the combined Instagram follower count of all players on Traitors US Season 4 is roughly 33.6 million. I'm not positive about this, but I'm pretty sure that's the largest combined Instagram following we've seen on any season. If I remember last season, Nikki Bella had around 10 million, and she was kind of the top player, and nobody else was really even close to that. This season, we have multiple players in the multiple millions category. Nobody's hit 10, but there are some players who are up near that for sure. We're going to break it all down right now. We're going to begin with Team Bravo. There are 6 members of this team. That ties for the most players of any team with the non-reality celebrities. Again, we're going to get to that team next. But first, we're going to zero in on Bravo. Traditionally, the Bravo teams are almost all housewives. I am putting one player into this category who is not from a Bravo show. We are starting with him first, Stephen Coletti. Here is his, we're going to be taking a look at their Instagrams too as we go through this list. Here is his Instagram. As you can see, he's got 642,000 followers. We know him from Laguna Beach. He then became an actor on One Tree Hill. He's kind of been in the spotlight ever since as a person who was, I mean, part of that Laguna Beach show was like The Hills, which I believe he was also on. Just a very instrumental show in the creation of modern reality TV. He even did a podcast with Kristen Cavallari called Back to the Beach. I don't think that's in operation. I looked it up. Their last post was from 2023, so I don't think they're doing that anymore. But the reason I put him on the Bravo team is because Laguna Beach and The Hills are Bravo-type shows. They are docuseries about groups of friends and romantic interests that they are not in an open competition. They have competitive rules all their own, don't get me wrong. And that's why I put him in this. I think his skill set is more closely aligned with a Bravo kind of play style than it would be with any of these other play styles. So Stephen Coletti, welcome to the game. We're going to see what you can do. This is his most on his Instagram. We can see here. It's just a bunch of shots of him. Oh, there he is doing some visitations somewhere. Look at those nice places. He's playing golf. Beautiful. This is a clip from a TV show that he's on Tubi and Roku channel called Everyone is Doing Great.
I know you. I know this guy.
You're Damien.
Are you Jeremy Davis?
Dude, my little sister loves you.
That's a long time ago now.
So it looks like...
Hey, you can't fail if you don't try.
I don't know. He's playing a famous actor. And of course, he has his Traitors photo up there. Moving on. Next on Team Bravo, we have Candace Dillard Bassett. Now, I don't know a lot about these housewives, but I have done a little bit of research here. Candace Dillard Bassett is a singer, former Miss United States, and the Real Housewives Potomac star. She's going to be serving vocals and drama. That's at least what they said in one of her little bios. As you can see here, she has 645,000 followers. Next up on the list in the Bravo team. How Do You Live is out now. I'm assuming that is... I have no idea what that is. Storyteller, singer. How Do You Live maybe is her album. Let's see what we can, if we can get some, How Do You Live? It looks like comments have been limited on this post, February 27th, 2025. So that's a little, it's been out for a minute. See what we got here.
You always tell me how great I am with words. Surprisingly, though, when the time came, the perfect words just didn't exist.
Okay. I don't know what this is. Something about she's getting a little present from her man. I mean, her Instagram is pure housewife. She's got some Traitors stuff on there. What does she? No, 3,280 posts. I was like, does she only have 12 posts? It's just taking a while to load them, apparently. Let's move on to our next player, a very interesting one, Dorinda Medley, 1 million followers. She is ranked number 3 on the Housewives team in terms of overall followers. Of course, she's super famous from Real Housewives of New York. She also starred in the 3rd season of Traitors last year, US, and she got kicked off kind of early. A beautiful housewivesian kind of aesthetic here. She's got some other Bravo people. I think we're going to be seeing a little more from maybe her right there later on this list. But she is so far the only player who has prior knowledge of how Traitors work. She got kicked off early last season. I believe she was the first player eliminated during where the Traitors killed her first. She was either the first, no, because the first roundtable was Wells Adams. I think she was the first player killed by the Traitors. So we'll see, can she make good on that? Will she be able to capitalize on her prior knowledge and seal the deal? I don't know. I'm curious to see what she can do. I do think she got kicked out a little too early, and I'm happy that she's back in the game. Our next Bravo player, Real Housewives of Dubai, Caroline Stanberry. Let's take a look at her Instagram. Another 1 million follower player here, of course, from Bravo. And again, just a very standard housewivesian. I'm not going to turn that audio on because it has Celine Dion on it. This is, of course, her marriage. We can see her doing all of her fun things here. She's dressing alike with her dude for the holidays. There she's forcing him into an elf costume. Very Ashley Iaconetti. And she is coming to us from, she was a breakout star from Ladies of London and now best known for Housewives of Dubai. Fabulous looks and fierce clapbacks from this diva. We'll see. We'll see what happens to her. Real Housewives of Dubai, to my knowledge, is a little bit of an outsider housewives program from the other core ones like Dorinda's from New York. Potomac, the next one we're going to look at is an OG housewife on this team, Lisa Rinna. 3.7 million followers. Now we're getting somewhere. She's on the cover of fashion magazines that you can see on her Instagram. She is doing it at a level that is, dare I say it, not just a Housewivesian level. She is a reality star, bona fide, and has been for some time. Look at this picture here. This just like straight modeling pictures. Fantastic. She's got an incredible Instagram, and she's known within kind of the reality TV world as being one of the first housewives to truly explode out of that system into kind of fame of her own. I'm very excited to see what she's going to be able to do, but I also think she's going to have a target on her back because of how famous she is in that system. And then our sixth and final housewife coming into the game is none other than Portia Williams. She was Real Housewives of Atlanta. And is she still on it? I know she came back recently. She took a break and she came back. I'm not positive if she's on it currently. She has released songs. She has published a memoir. She was on Celebrity Apprentice. She was in Sharknado 5, ladies and gentlemen. And now she is an anti-police violence advocate. Again, all of these housewives have impeccable Instagrams, impeccable social media. That's just what they do. But 7.6 million followers, that is the Instagram leader of the entire season. So massive heavy hitters on the Housewives team with 4 players over a million. Dorinda Medley, Caroline Stanbury, Lisa Rinna, and Portia Williams. The combined total of the Bravo team is 14.5 million followers of that 33.6. So they've got a little over a third of all Instagram followers are on that team. Also, they have 6 players on that team out of 23. So you're looking at a little over a quarter of all players, but a little more than a third of the Instagram followers. So they are punching higher than their weight class, if you want to put it like that. And I find that pretty interesting. The Housewives, you can always count on them in terms of play style to collectivize almost immediately. They will have loyalty to each other almost immediately. And I know I put Stephen Colletti on this team. That's only in terms of play style. I don't know that they will have allegiance to him, but they might because of Laguna Beach, because of The Hills, what those shows represent. They were kind of Housewivesian in their time, in their day, and maybe they'll view him as an OG to some degree and accept him into the tribe. I don't know, but you can count on all of these housewives to almost immediately collectivize and overtly team up against other players in the castle. That said, it's a pretty good bet that one of them will be a traitor. We have seen a couple of housewives take on those roles. I guess there have been some times when they didn't, but I think it's safe to say this season, one of them will be from the get-go an OG traitor. And so it's always interesting to see when the housewives won't turn on each other. Again, we've seen that a couple of times because they think that this Bravo bond is a kind of be-all, end-all. One of the hallmarks of housewife play, of Bravo style play, is that they will overuse the emotional component. How dare you betray me? How could you lie to me? Even though the entire game is about that. You must lie to people, even if you're a faithful, by the way. Traitors definitely obviously have to lie to everybody saying I'm not a traitor. But the faithful, the good faithful, have to lie to everyone as well. They have to identify who the traitors are and then lie to everyone unless they trust a person and say they don't know who the traitors are or that they think the traitors are somebody different so the traitors don't murder them. The whole game is about lying, but the housewives take that shit personally, or at least they pretend to, and that's a huge part of their gameplay strategy. So we are going to see how many of these housewives stick to that strategy and which ones come out on top. At 7.6 million followers again here for Portia Williams is just gigantic. And you can see in her bio, national best-selling author. The Pursuit of Portia. Fantastic. Let's move now to our next team. Now, this is what I was trying to say before. Our next team, who matches the Housewives in number with 6 players and has the second most combined Instagram followers total as a team with 9.1 million, is the non-reality celebrities. And I don't really We're going to have to see how this plays out. But I'm going to say from the top, I don't like this. I don't like that, again, almost a fourth of the entire player base is non-reality TV celebrities. Usually in the past couple of seasons, they've dropped one or two non-reality celebrities into each season. You've seen pro athletes, you've seen members of the House of British Parliament, you've seen royals. Last season, one of the winners, Lord Ivar, he was a British royal, and I think he had like 5,000 Instagram followers or something. But these are different. These celebrities are not like Ivar. These are legitimate celebrities, and we're going to get into them. But I want to bring up the point that I think it's a disservice to what Traitors really is. Again, in my mind, it's that mixed martial arts of reality television. I want to see people who have made careers in reality TV playing different games, whether it's Housewives or Bachelor or Survivor or Amazing Race or whatever it may be. I want to see how the tools that they've learned in each of their separate disciplines go against each other. I want to see which of these other shows is a great training ground to play this mixed martial arts game. These non-reality TV celebrities, I kind of don't care, to be honest, because I don't think they're operating in the same world. And if any of them have the opinion, which many celebrities do, that reality TV is kind of less than, or it's not real celebrity or real TV, then I'm immediately out, because they're on, in my opinion, the greatest current reality game format being produced in Traitors. If you don't have reverence for that, and I'm not, maybe these players do. This is just my conjecture. I don't know. I don't want to put that on them. This cloak is really getting to me. I don't want to put that on them necessarily, but it seems likely that at least one or two of them might have that attitude, which I'm not going to like. At the very least, I think they're going to be in over their heads when you're going up against like a Portia Williams or something, or some of these later, we're going to get to the gamers at the end of this, but I don't know. For me personally, I just don't like the fact that almost a fourth of the players on the season are not from reality television. I want to see all reality TV stars going against each other. And I don't know why they would go away from that so much. It's more interesting to me to see one or two of these types of players dropped into the mix with a bunch of reality performers and see if they can sink or swim. All that said, let's begin our non-reality celebrities team with Ron Funches. Here you can see he's got 650K followers. He's a comedian. He's an actor. He's been in a million TV shows and movies. I do find him funny. I like him a lot. And I just don't know how he's going to perform in an environment like this. His whole vibe is kind of like he's super funny and he doesn't take anything too seriously. And it's like, is he going to be making jokes at the expense of these players and stuff? I don't really want to see that. I want to see people hardcore playing this game and taking it seriously. And maybe he will. You know, I'm again, this is just my conjecture. This is my first kind of feeling when I hear, oh, Ron Funches is going to be on Traitors. I'm like, is that going to be good? I don't know. We're going to have to see. But he's got 650K. He is, in terms of Instagram, the lowest amount of Instagram followers. All of these teams I'm going through are lowest to highest. So he is the lowest. Coming up next with 724K is perhaps, in my opinion, the most interesting selection for the non-reality celebrities team. We are talking about Donna Kelsey. There she is, 724K. She is the mother of Travis and Jason Kelsey. She is the soon-to-be mother-in-law of one Taylor Swift. That puts her, in my opinion, the closest in proximity to mega stardom of any of these players that we are talking about, even including some of the ones who have 5 million or more Instagram followers themselves. She is about to be legally in the family of the Taylor Swift. That's fascinating. So the idea that celebrity or fame will have any impact on her, I think she's immune from it just because of what she's had to deal with over the past, whatever, they've been dating for about 2 years, I think 3 maybe. She understands the machine of celebrity and media probably better, honestly, than any of these people. However, to my knowledge, she's never been on reality shows. She's been on their podcast a couple of times. And here you can see in her Instagram, she's got a couple of images of podcasts and stuff that she's on. What is this thing? The Gift Exchange. Searching for something unforgettable? Just ask Google. The Gift Exchange. Google presents. Is this a movie? Nikki Garcia. Okay, she's in it. Donna Kelsey and Taylor Kinney. I guess they made some weird Google movie about giving presents, and there's Donna Kelsey. Hi. She's in the very background there. So she's acting a little bit, I guess. I don't know. She's going to be an interesting one to watch. Again, like I said, of all of the non-reality celebrities, she's the most interesting to me. And I think anybody who comes in as a mom kind of has a de facto likability factor that's going to make it very hard for anyone to want to murder her or kick her off. If they make her a traitor, I think she is basically going to run this game unless she fucks up. And again, we don't know. We don't know what her play style and her strategy level is going to be because we've never seen her in a reality show. So should be an interesting one. Next up, we are on our third player on the non-reality celebrities team. This is figure skater Tara Lipinski, 846K coming in. Tara Lipinski, I just have to read through all this because she has a resume. American former competitive figure skater, actress, sports commentator, and documentary film producer. Former competitor in women's singles. She is the 1998 Olympic champion, the 1997 world champion, two-time champion series final champion, and 1997 U.S. national champion. Until 2019, she was the youngest single skater to win a U.S. Nationals and the youngest to become an Olympic and world champion in figure skating history. First woman to complete a triple loop, triple combination, her signature jump element in competition. So she's a badass. She don't fuck around. She knows how to win. This is a champion. And she now does commentary on, I forget what channel she's on, but she does commentary for figure skating. Of course, you can see there she's got a kid, she's got a beautiful family, and she's going to be on Traitors. And, it's interesting. They've had other athletes on Traitors before and in a bunch of these other third wave shows. Sometimes they do okay. Sometimes they don't. The fact that you've won Olympic gold doesn't necessarily mean you're going to win Traitors gold. It's a very different kind of mindset. And I am always interested to see if it can translate, because some people are just like hyper competitors. She may be one of them where it's like, I don't care what the game is. I'm going to fucking win it, period. She may be that. We don't know. We'll have to see. Good luck to her. Next up in the non-reality celebrity category, we have another figure skater. This is Johnny Weir, sitting at 866K followers, two-time Olympic figure skater. You can see there in his bio, Hall of Fame, Olympic analyst and host. Johnny Weir won numerous medals in his figure skating career, including 3 consecutive U.S. national championships, 2004 to 2006, World Championships bronze medal in 2008, the World Junior title in 2001, 2 Grand Prix final bronze medals, though he famously did not win an Olympic medal in his 2 appearances in 2006 and 2010. All that said, I remember when this dude was on the scene, he was electric. You loved watching him. He's very wild. His outfits, as you can see from this, he wears like crazy stuff all the time. I'm looking for him to be bringing wardrobe game probably at a level higher than almost anybody else in the show, including the housewives. I think he may put them to shame. We'll have to see. But again, he's a person who I think he has a little more, I don't want to say like reality TV experience, but more television experience than Tara Lipinski. Only maybe by a little bit, but we'll see if his Olympic kind of champion attitude, even though he didn't win a medal in the Olympics, we'll see if that translates. I don't know. Next up is perhaps the most controversial player selected for this season 4 of US Traitors, not just in the non-celebrity or non-reality celebrity category, but overall, I think, of this entire player base. We are talking about Michael Rappaport, 1.9 million followers. He is an actor. It looks here in his bio. He says he has a podcast and he's got 2. The I Am Rappaport podcast and Rappaport Reality podcast is now available worldwide on all platforms. All right. So he has been in a ton of movies, a ton of TV shows, as you can see here. Let's watch a little video of him. What's he saying?
Special announcement. I Am Rappaport Stereo Podcast. I, Michael Rappaport, will be running for mayor of New York City in 2029.
Oh, Jesus.
You got Zoran the Moron.
Okay, that's all we need to see of him. As he was saying, there's Zoran the Moron. So he doesn't like Zoran Mamdani. Where to begin with Michael Rappaport? He has publicly criticized what he views as a lack of support for Israel within the entertainment industry, and has urged Jewish people to, quote, reclaim and proudly own the term Zionist. So that's where we're sitting with him. And in the late 90s, he was arrested for harassing his ex-girlfriend, Lily Taylor, charged with 2 counts of aggravated harassment, pleaded guilty to charges in court, and the New York Supreme Court Justice Arlene Goldberg issued a protection order to keep the actor from contacting Lily Taylor. So that's who this guy is. They put him in this show. It's controversial for sure. You know, is he going to be entertaining? Is the audience who watches this show going to be able to overlook these things? I'm not sure. I'm not sure that I am, honestly. And I also don't know what that is going to be to the player base. I think there are certain players on this show who do not like him immediately. Obviously, who know who he is. He's a celebrity, 1.9 million followers. But they are not going to share the same views with him politically. And I think that's going to be detrimental to his game overall. If they make him a traitor, I don't think they will, to be honest with you, simply because I believe there will be enough players that don't like him that he's going to be one of the first picks at a roundtable. And so they don't want a traitor to get kicked off that quickly. If they do make him a traitor, it will be fascinating to watch how he tries to sidestep everything. I can't, he's so overtly political. I can't imagine him not talking about that stuff to people. They're not going to put that in the show, obviously, but I think he's going to be talking to other players about that shit when they're in what they call reality, which is the time when the players can just walk around the house, talk to each other. I don't see him doing well. I just can't really see it. I think he's going to be eliminated very quickly. I could be wrong about this. That's just my take. But now we move to the 6th and final member of the non-reality celebrities team. It is Eric Nam, who is a singer with 4.2 million followers. This is, of course, the anchor for this team, the most Instagram followers. Eric Nam's a Korean pop star. He started on YouTube, had a high placement on a Korean singing competition called Star Audition Birth of a Great Star 2. He's got over 1 million YouTube subscribers. I have no idea who this guy is. Oh, look at this. Is this real? Avatar: The Last Airbender movie cast him as the adult Aang? Jesus. Okay. Obviously 4.2 million followers is gigantic. That movie's going to be huge. This is just like out of my wheelhouse. Paramount and K-pop movie he's going to be starring in down here, it looks like, at Paramount. All right, so he's crushing it. He's got a bunch of followers. He's huge. He's famous. I have no idea who he is. Will that mean that the other the other players don't know who he is? I don't know. I feel like he's going to do well, though. If for no other reason, then maybe these other players aren't going to really know who he is either. Again, I don't know if that's true. This is just, I don't know who he is, so I assume maybe they won't. But I think coming into the game, obviously he's super famous, but if people don't actually know who he is, I think it's beneficial in Traitors, because then they can't have a preconceived idea about if you might be a traitor or, whatever the case may be. So good luck to him. I just don't know anything about him or his playstyle. And by the way, that goes for every one of these non-reality celebrities. I have never seen them play a reality game. I don't know how they're going to play. And that can be good. That can be bad. I personally think it's bad. I don't know. I say that, then I'm like, there are always like examples to the contrary. I would say, like, if you look at Ivar, what he did last season, did he play good? No, he played terribly. But the fact that he was out of the like reality TV celebrity game and people were just kind of like, who is this fucking weird guy? That let him skate through the whole thing. And he just kind of played like an oblivious dipshit of a guy. That was like his whole play style, and it worked. He was one of the 4 winners last season. Will any of these players be able, like Michael Rappaport ain't playing that style for sure. He's going to be loud and obnoxious, I feel like. I just don't know. I don't know if any of these players are going to be good or bad. And again, this is 1/4 of the cast is these players, people who are not on reality television. I get that they're casting celebrities at least, so they're not civilians, because they're obviously doing the civilian Traitors. But I kind of don't care about any of these players. I just don't care to see them play. Maybe they'll surprise me and be naturals at it, but I don't know. They don't do it for me. And I hope that they steer this ship in another direction for season 5 and cast less of these players, not more. But this season so far, this is the most we've ever seen. So if this season is successful, I predict they will continue down this path, unfortunately. Moving on. This is my favorite team that we are about to come to now. The Love Games. You see. there are only 3 players drastically underrepresented. Like, carve off 3 of the non-reality celebrities and give me 3 more players from Love Games, because there are so many that are so good that I want to see play right now, especially from the last couple of seasons of Love Island. Speaking of, that is where we are starting with a player from Love Island USA season 6, Rob Roush, 1.5 million followers. I should say, too, this team combined has 7.3 million followers, so they are in 3rd place in terms of team ranking. Now, I watched this entire season. This is the one that gave us Leia Kateb, who was the most famous person from that season. Rob Roush was linked to her romantically in a team for the first third of that season, maybe, and then kind of on again, off again. Are they going to get back together? We don't know. His play style in that season was transcendent. I still don't know if it was elaborate performance art or if he really is this weird guy. You can see here in these pictures, he's a snake wrangler from Florida. He's got all these pictures of him with snakes. He's got tattoos of snakes. He's swimming with snakes. He's taking selfies of snakes. He's got a lizard on his jersey, on his robe there. He's got a snake on his hand. Here's some other pictures with him and snakes and lizards. He's just going around the world, fucking around with snakes. That's his whole deal. He loves snakes. Again, his play style his wardrobe was bizarre. He wore these overalls, not these overalls. These are Arby's overalls. So this is some Spawn Con.
We're going to go check out the Arby's booth.
Wow.
What's up, guys?
Okay, that's what he does. He's just a good-looking guy with a perfect body, some snake tattoos, and a love of snakes. But again, his play style in Love Island USA Season 6, I just have never seen anything like it. I don't know what he's doing. I don't know if he knows what he's doing, or does he? That's kind of the razor's edge he's always walking on is this guy a reality TV genius, or is he just some kind of wild, chaotic player, and that happens to work for him every time? I literally don't know. That said, I think his play style is going to work very well in Traitors because it's impossible to figure out what the fuck is going on. He's going to have a very Carolyn Weiger-esque play style, I believe, which is going to be chaotic. It won't be as over the top as hers. I think it will be a little more subdued, but it's going to be very hard to read him. And I think only through a campaign of confusion from a traitor, if he's not a traitor. God, if he's a traitor, he runs the game. If he's a traitor, he runs the game. If he's a faithful, I think the only way he gets out is if some traitor needs to use him as a shield and tries to position him that way or something. I don't know. I'm looking very forward to seeing what he's doing. He's probably the player I'm most interested in watching this season. Let's move on to the second member of our Love Games team. It is from our beloved game, The Bachelor, and I am excited to say it's Colton Underwood. Colton Underwood, where do we begin? He was a rookie on Hannah Brown's season 15. No, sorry. He was a rookie on Becca Kufrin's season 14 of The Bachelor. He then was The Bachelor in season 23. Hannah Brown was on that season. He's married to this guy, Jordan Brown, who I believe he was an Olympic something. No. Am I right? I don't know. I don't know about that, but he's married now. He, where to even begin? He did a Netflix series called Coming Out Colton, which was about him coming out as a gay man. Again, like I said, he was The Bachelor on a season where he dated a bunch of women. His ring winner, Cassie Randolph, of that season, he then later criminally stalked. That has just been swept under the rug. He's still got 1.8 million followers. He just hosted Are You My First, or co-hosted it with Caitlin Bristow, this Hulu reality show about virgins. He was famously a virgin, in quotes, virgin bachelor. I don't know why this guy keeps getting chances. I don't think he's good on reality television. And he has committed crimes against his fellow reality players, at least from Bachelor season 23. I really don't understand it, but he is the representative for our beloved game. I'm very torn. I don't want him to do well, and yet I want the Bachelor players to do well. So we'll see what happens. I don't think he's going to be good at this game. His only shot at it, in my opinion, is to play the oblivious kind of bumbling idiot. which he might be able to do. I don't know. I just don't think he's going to be a good player. I don't think he's going to make friends. God, maybe he will. I just have no idea. This guy is a total enigma to me. I just don't get why he keeps getting chances. Nobody in Bachelor Nation wants to see him on anything. I don't know that anybody outside of Bachelor Nation even knows who he is. But here he is, with the second highest Instagram following on the Love Game player team. It breaks my heart that think of all the amazing Bachelor players from the history of the game who could have been in the slot, and instead it's Colton Underwood. Like, why? And that, it brings into question for me something about the casting of Traitors, him and Rappaport specifically. It's like they are almost counter-programming to the audience, the fourth audience of Traitors. I don't think most people who watch this show or reality TV generally want to see either one of them on a show. So are the casting producers aware of that? And they're throwing them like, what is it? Lambs to the lion or whatever the phrase is. Are they throwing them into this as sacrifices, essentially, hoping that bad things will happen to them and they get kicked off the show early? Or are they oblivious to the kind of fan attitude about these players? I don't really know. But, God, his Instagram, I just can't believe that he has that many followers still. He's got a bunch of stuff. They have a kid now. He's doing some thirst trap work here still. Good to see he's still got it. Thirst trapping on his boat. There he's got a dog. Got a couple other dogs. There he's got on some clothes now. There he's on a podcast. Warning, all animals can bite. All right. I don't know. Jordan C. Brown. This is his husband. Well, that's going to take 2 years to load, so we're not going to look at that. Moving on. Maura Higgins is our third and final, it breaks my heart to say, final member of our Love Game teams. Now, she is, of course, sitting at 4 million followers. She comes to us from Love Island UK season 5, where she was a finalist, did not win. She is a megastar who now hosts After Sun, which is the kind of weekly wrap-up show of Love Island. She is a model by all rights. Her Instagram is impeccable. It is perfect. I am curious to see what she's going to be able to do in this game. I think there is something special about a player like this who transcends their own game to become a fixture in it from a hosting perspective, a dark lording kind of perspective. She's not exactly a dark lord. She's not hosting the show. She's just hosting the weekly wrap-up show. That said, again, it's a special type of player who can walk into a game and say, I'm so good at this, and the people who watch this show like me so much, you're going to pay me to come host it now. That talent, that quality, that understanding of how to kind of manipulate the situation you're in. And Love Island, by the way, that show is like the top of the top. Everybody on it is an outstanding reality player, and she dominated them all to get this position. So I think she is good in psychosocial dynamics games, which Love Island obviously is. And I think she can kind of work her way to the top of things. Will that come through here? I don't know. If she's a traitor, will that be easy for her? I think she actually would be a better faithful, although I think she might get, I don't know. I think she'd be a better faithful than a traitor. We'll find out. But that's it. We have 3 players from the Love Games. They total 7.3 million Instagram followers combined. I'm just like, where's everybody else? Because I think the Love Game players, they are like uniquely positioned, especially the Bachelor players, where it's one person, like a lead, which Colton Underwood was, a Bachelor, having to discern who is lying to you and who is not, and having to navigate what the producers are trying to do in terms of manipulating you to fuck up your whole season, to fuck up your relationships, all of that. I think Bachelor players, and then I probably would rank Love Island, then Love is Blind, then the rest of them, probably in terms of skill at discerning deception. I think they're just the best at it because it's a different type of deception. We're going to get to the game players in a moment, the final team. But in Bachelor and any of these love games, the deception is happening on a real fundamental level. People are deceiving you to believe that they have romantic interest in you. On Survivor, Big Brother, any open game, the deception is there from the beginning. You walk in knowing, oh, we're all lying to each other, and now I just have to like navigate the lies and shit. It's like fun to lie to each other in those games, and it's accepted as part of the strategy. In all the love games, it is not an accepted part of the strategy. It is considered for the wrong reasons, but it is still a prominent part of everyone's strategy. And the lie of pretending that you're not doing it, basically the lie that you're not lying, is also a part of that game. And so I think that these love game players have a higher than average ability to discern deception from all of these other games. I think that's why you see people like Ari Lyondike making it all the way to the finals in season 1. You see like people like Pilot Pete, who was our season 24 Bachelor, essentially, I mean, he created the moment in season 2 on which that entire game shifted in favor of the faithful. And then you, of course, had season 3. Gabby Windy was one of the, what do you call it? A quad winner. She was one of the winners of season 3, and she was co-bachelorette season 19. So for my money, the love game players are the most interesting because they're the most underrated, they're the most underappreciated, and I think they have contributed the most to the game, and they just don't get the recognition for it. Just my 2 cents. Moving on, we now move to our next team. These are the artistic competitors. These are people who are on shows where it is a competition show, but it's a competition around some art form that they are engaged in. So this is not like Survivor or Big Brother or Amazing Race or The Challenge. This is something drastically different. First up on this team is Kristen Kish. She has 675,000 followers. Her bio reads, "I cook things for you to eat." Emmy-nominated host of Top Chef, New York Times bestselling author, Top Chef season 23 soon. And you can see here, all accidentally on purpose. That was a TV show starring Jenna Elfman on CBS back around 2007, 8, 9, 10, something like that. You can see she has a great Instagram. Gen X judges, POV, Gen X judges and millennial host. That's pretty funny. Oh, here she is curling. Holy shit. Holy crap. That ain't easy, ladies and gentlemen. That ain't easy. I've done that. Fell on my ass about 200 times. Oh, here she got a little cat. Look at that. Nope, it's a dog. Never mind. Good Instagram. Let's get into some details about her. Kristen Kish went from being the first ever out lesbian winner of Top Chef to becoming the host of the entire series following Padma Lakshmi's exit. This is like Maura Higgins. She's got something, a little extra juice, where she understands this game at a different kind of level. What does it take to come into something like this and emerge from it, not only a winner, but now you are hosting it? She is a true Dark Lord. I think she's going to do pretty well, honestly. I just don't... Coming out of a reality competition show as a winner to host that pipeline, that's a special kind of player. And I hope she doesn't get kicked out earlier or like fucked over on some technicality or some weird random thing. I think she's going to do well. Next up on the artistic competitors list is Mark Ballas. Now, this is a competitor of a different kind, 1.1 million followers. So the first person over the 1 million threshold on the artistic competitors team. You can see in his bio, dad, husband, guitar player, music maker, 3 times Dancing with the Stars champ, the Traitors season 4. Ooh, what is this? 2 times World Choreography Awards, and he was nominated for his choreography on Dancing with the Stars. This dude has been around. He has won multiple times, and there is something to be said for that. In other sports, teams that are continually in the championship or have won multiple, they just have a different thing. They know how to do it. They know how to win that championship, especially in a game like Dancing with the Stars, which is a game of attrition. It's a bunch of dance duos. Every week, one is getting voted off. One is getting voted off. It's very similar to Traitors in that attrition style. The thing that is different about Traitors is America ain't voting on this shit. You got to go head to head against other game players. So I don't know if he's going to have that skill set. A lot of times players who are in these kind of vote shows, American Idol, stuff like that, they don't translate well to this. I'm not sure if he will or not. And it's also like he's a very specific kind of famous. I know 1.1 million followers is huge. Obviously, Dancing with the Stars is a big show. But if you don't watch that show, you're not going to really know anything about this dude. That may be beneficial to him. He may be able to fly under the radar, at least through the first rounds or something. Time, of course, will tell. Let's move on to our third and final member of the Artistic Competitors. This is our only player from RuPaul's Drag Race. Monet X Change, 1.2 million followers. This was Monet X Change won RuPaul's Drag Race All-Stars Season 4. A singer, a TV personality, talk show star. This is from the bio. Monet X Change has the charisma, uniqueness, nerve, and talent to go all the way. Monet is also the drag sister of none other than Bob the Drag Queen, whose podcast I appeared on a couple of months ago. I'm hoping to have Bob on this very show to talk some Traitors. Bob the Drag Queen, by the way, is now hosting the official Traitors podcast with Boston Rob, if you can believe it. I think Monet X Change is going to do extremely well for a variety of reasons. The biggest one being, obviously, coached by Bob the Drag Queen. The information that somebody who's gone through the system once already, and Bob the Drag Queen made it very far, didn't win, obviously, had that one-on-one versus Boston Rob at the round table that was like this epic moment. I believe they were even playing like opera music under it and stuff. But I think that what Bob the Drag Queen learned during season 3, it will simply be invaluable information for anyone that Bob chooses to coach going into the game. In this case, it's Monet X Change. I'm looking for huge things out of Monet X Change. And also, obviously, anybody who comes from RuPaul, you are looking for the outfits. I think Monet X Change and probably Johnny Weir are going to be your top 2 apparel players or fashion players, if you will. But I am expecting huge things from Monet X Change, possibly our first RuPaul's Drag Race champion. I think that is a distinct possibility. The Artistic Competitors team has a combined total of 2.9 million followers. Again, only 3 members on this team. 2 of them are over 1 million. That's, pretty good. But it ain't like the Love Games where all 3 members are over 1 million. One has 4 in Maura Higgins, and they've got 7.3 combined. We now move to our last team. Now, our last team, by the way, has 5 members. Okay. So only 1 fewer than the top 2 teams, which were the Housewives or the Bravo and the non-reality celebrities. They each had 6 members. This team has 5. This is the Gamers. Now, this should tell you something. The Artistic Competitors, 3 members, 2.9 million followers. The Gamers, 5 members. Their grand total combined Instagram following is 318,000. This is how it is every season. The people who come from open games do not get the same following that people from any of these other teams get. Certainly not Bravo, certainly not the Love Games, certainly not the Artistic Competitors. Why that is, I'm not exactly sure. The social media following just is not the same, at least for the players they have on the season. So we begin with our first player, Ian Terry. And Ian, as you can see, has 30.7 thousand followers. His bio reads data governance consultant and backgammon master. Ian Terry was the winner of Big Brother 14 and then was early out in Big Brother 22 All-Stars, known for playing a fantastic game while seeming like he's an underdog. Okay, so maybe that'll be the same type of play style we're going to see. Here we see he's got some pictures of him playing some backgammon at the Thompson Houston Hotel. Very cool. So he's a gamesman, whether he's on reality TV or just playing some backgammon. Here we got just a video of him. No, just a shot of him. This Instagram is terrible. And maybe this is, where we get down to it. Like, why don't they have more followers? Well, let's take a look at this. Just a baseball field. Cool. Well, let's take a look at this. Additional player info. Like, this is just his backgammon rating or something. Like, you start to get an idea of maybe why they don't have as many followers. Well, we'll see what Ian Terry can do. We'll see if his underdog strategy pays off or not. Now, this is probably, to me anyway, the most interesting of the gamers. And again, the gamers are open gameplay games, Survivor, Big Brother, Amazing Race, The Challenge, etc. Our next player on this list is Rob Cesternino, host of Rob Has a Podcast. And he got to the final tribal council and finished 3rd place on Survivor the Amazon season 6 and was voted out early in 15th place on Survivor All-Star season 8. He's famous for pioneering strategic gameplay in the Amazon, earning from Jeff Probst the nickname, the smartest player to have never won. Well, he went on to prove that he is indeed a smart player because he now has the biggest Survivor podcast in the world. And he has expanded that podcast into an entire franchise that primarily focuses on all the CBS reality game shows, Survivor, Amazing Race, et cetera, Big Brother. I think the amount of scrutiny and talking that he has done about reality television, the amount of analysis he has given to all of these games over the years, situate him in a very unique spot. He is an expert at reality TV gameplay strategy on a level that probably none of these other players are even close to. I don't know how it would be possible. He's just spent so much time analyzing these things. Is that going to help him? I think yes, at face value, it seems like it would, right? But it also could make him a gigantic target. If you believe somebody is a mastermind of this game and has looked at all the math and understands all the permutations, whether you're a traitor or a faithful, you want that player out of there immediately. So I don't know. I don't know if it's going to be good or bad for him, but I'm fascinated to see what Rob can do. And I hope he does well, because I like this type of thing. A player who is like a mastermind of the gameplay of it. I like to see what they can do. And I hope he doesn't get kicked out like immediately just because he's perceived as a threat. I hope he at least gets a little time to play. Let me see if he can use his knowledge beneficially, or if it, maybe he overthinks shit. Maybe he thinks he knows what's up and it comes back to bite him in the ass. I don't know, but I'm going to be fascinated to watch him. Up next, 3rd spot on our gamers team is Yam Yam, or I've been told maybe it's pronounced Jam Jam. I know nothing about this guy, but Yam Yam Orocho, he's got 51.8K followers, Survivor 44 winner. He is best known as Yam Yam, has a top tier social game, and was in an alliance with none other than Carolyn Weiger, who was on season 3, and I think was the breakout star of that season. I had never seen her until that season either. And I have to say, Traitors is making me much more interested in Survivor. So hopefully he can continue that legacy. Winner of Survivor 44, visit me in my salon in Puerto Rico. Wow, that's cool. So he owns a salon. His Instagram, he looks funny. I don't know. I could be wrong.
You're in the car, Edinburgh. Almost about to leave the airport of Edinburgh towards Inverness. To the castle, baby. To the castle. To the castle. Oh. Can't wait. Can't wait.
Oh my God. That's a moment that I want to be able to celebrate myself at some point in my life, where I'm awaiting my journey to Inverness to go to the castle. But just from that one little video, I'm already like, I'm in. I can't wait to see this guy play. His Instagram looks very funny. He looks like here's a clip from a Survivor. Let's see.
To today's challenge, we're going to divide into 2 teams of 5. The player who lasts the longest on each team earns individual.
There's Carolyn Weiger.
You'll be safe at Tribal Council because you'll have this around your neck. This is what you covet in the game. If you are wearing this, it means you're safe.
All right, I don't know what the clip was there, but interesting player. We'll see how he fares. Again, this is a Survivor champion. 58,000 followers. It just don't translate. And he even looks like he has a funny, good Instagram. I don't get it. I don't understand why those games don't turn people out on social media, but they don't. Moving on to our 4th and penultimate player on this team, Tiffany Mitchell from Big Brother. You can see there, she's got in her bio, Detroit, the Traitors US, Big Brother, The Challenge. She was also on USA, and host of Heavy Crown Network. So there you can see she's got some clips and stuff. Is this a clip or is it just a picture? This looks like it might be from the challenge.
First question. Who directed the movie Jaws?
Correct.
Steven Spielberg. That answer is correct.
Okay. Now what are they doing?
It would be Steven Spielberg. Yes.
Okay, so she has competed in all these things. 6th place finisher on Big Brother 23, but got nominated America's Favorite House Guest on finale night. So it seems like
My New Year's resolution is to
Richard Pryor.
Hey, America! I am back.
Okay, we can't hear her there. Here's her Traitors thing.
Strategy and manipulation are the name of the game.
I'm gonna be paying attention of the
All right, that's all we get there. You know, I don't know. I can't load any more of these things. For some reason, I'm having some bad internet today, but you know, she getting a fan favorite award is important. I know it may not seem like it in the scope of Traitors, but I would argue Carolyn Weiger kind of had that last season on Traitors. The real game of reality TV now is not about it's not about winning whatever the prize of the game is that you're on. It's about popping off of that season as the most liked player, the biggest star, because that gets you other opportunities. Case in point, literally, is Tiffany Mitchell. She didn't win 6th place on Big Brother 23, but nominated America's Favorite House Guest. And now guess what? She's on Traitors season 4. So being a fan favorite gets you into good places. And so, you know, even if she doesn't win this season, maybe she becomes the fan favorite of this season. I don't know. That's a special talent. Moving on, our final player of not only the gamers, of this entire 23-person player base is Natalie Anderson. Natalie Anderson won Survivor Season 29, got 4th place with her twin sister on The Amazing Race Season 21. So she's been around. You can see in her bio there, Survivor CBS, Gold Medal Season 29, Money Season 40, and Moneybag Season 40, or I can't even tell what that is. Traitors Season 4, Training, Eats, Auntie Life, New Jersey by way of a flag that's too small for me to see. Okay, here we go. She is... Okay, she's jacked. Holy shit. Jesus Christ. Okay. Okay. Okay, she's going to crush all the physical competitions where they have to lug shit up and down hills. She's going to absolutely dominate. She looks like she's super athletic. What is this picture? We don't know where she is. Oh, she's autographing her Survivor picture. All right, so she comes from Survivor. I do think Survivor, in terms of, it's a different kind of mental toughness on Survivor than it is on other games because of the kind of physical torture that you have to suffer through in order to get to the end of that game. Any Survivor player, especially a champion, can push themselves to beyond their limits in a way that I don't think other players can from other games. So maybe she'll have that aspect in her tool bag. I don't know. But any champion of any of these open games have to be good at psychosocial dynamic manipulation. She had to have done that at some point to make it to the end of this and to win this. They also have to be good, especially if it's like a Survivor type game where there's a jury of your peers come back to vote on who the champion is. You also have to maintain good relationships with the people you're manipulating and fucking over. And that's a crucial skill in Traitors as well. So we'll see if she can translate it, but that's it. That's our 23 players. And again, the gamers team, 5 players, a combined total of 318K Instagram followers. I don't know why that is. I think this cast overall is very interesting. I don't know if it's going to be good or not, simply because of those 6 players that are non-reality TV celebrities. Donna Kelsey is going to be interesting to watch. I don't know. It's just my personal preference. I wish everybody on this was from a reality TV show. That's what's most interesting to me about what Traitors did in season 2 when they started casting just a bunch of reality players. To take a fourth of that player pool and remove it and say, it's just going to be weird random celebrities like Michael Rappaport. I don't get it. I also don't get the Colton Underwood thing. other than these things, there are some people on this season that I am insanely excited to watch. Rob Roush being primarily one of them. I just cannot wait to see what he does. I cannot wait to see how these other players react to him. I'm on his season of Love Island. People were like, what the fuck is this guy doing? And he was even playing a good like love strategy game, I felt like. From time to time. He also made some big missteps. But even in that show, people were like, what is this fucking weird guy doing? I can't imagine how that's going to play out in a much more structured game like Traitors. Like, how is Rob Roush going to handle a round table? How is Rob Roush going to be a traitor if he gets selected as a traitor? Which, by the way, I hope they do that. But I can't wait for this season. I hope you've enjoyed this cast breakdown. I'm going to be covering this entire season on our Patreon. You can watch every episode with me, patreon.com/gamerroses. And I'm going to be recapping the episodes as well right here on our YouTube channel and our podcast feed, wherever you're listening to those podcasts. Thank you very much for joining me. And the next time I talk to you, it will be to discuss episode 1 of The Traitors US Season 4. I should have said that like this. The Traitors US Season 4. That's my best Dark Lord coming. Sorry.
Please rate this podcast. Please review this podcast. Please get a friend to listen to us. And then please rate this podcast. Please review this podcast.